Welcome, everyone, to your December 2022 forecast. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. Before we get into the forecast, this, of course, is a general reading. For a personal reading or for a coaching session, go ahead and book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. Forecasts for each life path number for 2023 are up now. Be sure to check yours out if you haven't already, as we move from this 6-year into the vibration of a 7-year for 2023. Lots of interesting stuff coming up. This, of course, is a great time to order, if you haven't already, to order your personal year ahead forecast for 2023. I have those on my website available, so head on over there and get yours today. Okay, so as always, first I'm going to take a look at the universal cycle for the month of December, and then we will break it down for each individual life path number. So December 2022 is a universal 9 cycle. And I really do actually love this energy as we begin to sort of close out the year and prepare to step into a new frequency. The energy of the 9 allows us to reflect on the past year, to slow down a bit and recap. What do we feel worked for us? What do we want to maybe make adjustments to moving forward? Or now that we know what we know, would we do anything differently if given the chance? While understanding that sometimes we need to take the chance ourselves instead of waiting for it to be given. Also, is there anything that we want to sort of close out and leave behind, sort of shed as we step into the new energy of 2023? Any old belief systems, habits, grudges, and so on. This is a great time to leave those behind. This is actually a really beautiful and symbolic energy to shed that old skin, sort of like a snake, and leave it behind as we move much lighter and freer into a new chapter. So make time for self-reflection this month and honor what comes up for you without judgment, right? So if you feel strongly about something, move in that direction, follow it, right? See where it takes you. This can be a great month for getting organized and clearing out the clutter, body, mind, and spirit. And again, it's kind of like when you're going through old things, like, from your childhood or from your teen years or whatever, right? Or last year. And there's sentimental value to some of those things, right? Again, whether it's a belief, whether it's a person, whether it's a thing, whatever. There can be some attachment to those things, some sentimental value. And so it can be challenging to release it, to let it go. And so then we start to create clutter, right? We start to hold on to things that are no longer relevant, that don't really assist us in any way, that aren't aiding or adding to our journey. And so they just sort of take up space, body, mind, spirit, and they don't really need to be there any longer. And so those are the things that we sort of really need to take a look at and see, where can we release these things? Where can we move beyond them? And again, clear the space for something new to come in. And it can be a little challenging because we've got that, there's that nostalgia to it, that sentimental value. And so just have to find a way to honor it and release it and move forward. And this is a great time to do it during a 9 energy. This can be an incredibly active period for dreaming and imagination. So pay very close attention to your daydreams, to your night dreams, and see where they're taking you now. New plans, new ideas can come in through these dreams. And with such an extremely vivid imagination, this can be a beautifully creative period for turning those dreams into reality come 2023. Allow the ideas to germinate now. Write them down, play with them, be open to what comes in, no matter how big they are, no matter how outside the box they are. This is an energy to play with those, to follow them, to explore, to let your imagination run wild. This isn't necessarily the energy to begin implementing or to, begin creating whatever those big ideas are, but explore them. explore them. Allow your imagination to run wild, follow those dreams, write those dreams down. And, if you are telling yourself that you're not capable of doing something that you're dreaming about, deconstruct that. Why are you telling yourself that? What are the obstacles? How can you overcome those obstacles? Who do you need to reach out to who maybe has strengths in those areas that you have some limitations or some weaknesses? This is a great time to start that planning process, to explore. So use this month and the magic of this month in that way. And allow yourself to dream big, allow yourself to dream outside the box, and to start planning how you'll, achieve those big dreams. Pay attention to your thoughts this month. Where are they trying to take you? Can you explore further? Are there thoughts worth grabbing onto and doing something with? And are there thoughts that are keeping you sort of stuck, right? Because those thoughts that are keeping you stuck, right? Those thoughts that come in that are sort of holding you in one place. They're trying to show you where potentially there's some deeper work to be done, right? And so everything sort of serves a purpose, right? And so even those thoughts that were like, are more negative or again, kind of holding us back, there's something deeper there to be looked at. And so those thoughts coming in are highlighting those areas for us. So pay attention to them. You don't have to grab onto them. You don't have to, do anything with them other than, again, to kind of deconstruct them, to look at sort of the root cause of them, and sort of go from there. But pay attention to your thoughts this month, especially under a 9 energy. Your dreams, your daydreams, your thoughts, all these things can hold a lot of deeper meaning this month, more so than under other energies. So just pay attention. This month can feel sort of, like I said, very ethereal, more imagination, more ideas, more feelings floating about. Play in this lofty realm and explore, right? But also find ways to stay grounded and in your body. You need to be present to have the full experience that this 9 energy can bring this month. So your dreams and visions this month can serve as the guidepost for the future direction that you're meant to follow. But you have to stay present and grounded to sort of see them through, right? To start that process, to experience the human experience, right? With 9 energy, the channel to the unseen is wide open. So again, see what comes through for you and try to have fun with it, right? Again, take the pressure off, just kind of flow with it. By exploring something, you're not obligated to follow through with it, right? You're just seeing where it takes you and seeing if there's a connection and seeing if it feels right for you. If it doesn't, you release it. If it does, then continue to explore, right? So this is a beautiful energy for all of that. So again, give yourself the permission to dream big, to play in the world of imagination, because that's where it all begins when it comes to creation and creating the life of your dreams. And what a perfect time to be exploring as we sit at the cusp of a new year and a new energetic vibration for 2023. So this month, the energy of the 9 sort of invites us to stay present while considering changes. Okay, before we get into the individual life path numbers, I want to wish you all a very happy holiday season and a very joyous new year. All right, let's take a look at the individual life path numbers now. Life path number 8. So I pulled an animal spirit message for you all for December, and you got hyena energy. With hyena, this is sort of like 10 of Swords energy. And so there's something coming through here that's highlighting some kind of potential betrayal, some kind of maybe deep wound that maybe starts to heal, and then you sort of pick at it and it opens back up and then starts to heal, and it's just a deeper wound that just you haven't maybe spent the time to heal. And so this month, there could be something that comes up for you, sort of forcing you to look at that and how you can sort of treat that wound more effectively so that you can really get in there, clean it out, and let it heal and scar, right? Like scar over. And then once the scar appears, then you have the medicine, then you have the story to share to help others, right? With whatever that is. But there's definitely something here with hyena energy coming up, not only around the deep wound, but around the recovery. So it may be that this is a month where you have a major breakthrough when it comes to the core of that wound, right? Whether that's with a person or a belief system or whatever. Or, in a way that you feel you've been wronged, or maybe you've wronged someone else or whatever, but there's some kind of deep wound here, and there's something about recovery coming through. So this could be a great month for mending a relationship or working towards that, or really getting in there and sitting with that wound and working with maybe a therapist or a healer or whatever, and getting to the core of it and allowing it to truly heal, like really nurturing it, and allowing it to, like I said, sort of heal and scar over. And then down the road, you can use that beautiful scar as a story, right? Like medicine to assist others in some way. So that's definitely coming through. If it has to do with some kind of betrayal, whether that's you inflicted betrayal on someone else or they did to you, and you're holding on to that energy, whether or not you work that out with that other person, you have to find a way to move through that energy yourself so that you're not carrying that into 2023, so that you're not carrying that into the future, that energy, right? Like you may not be in a position where you can work through that with that person or those people, but you can absolutely start working through that energy on your own, with a healer or a therapist or whatever, so that you're not carrying the energy with you forward, right? Like you find a way to forgive yourself, forgive the other or others, and move forward in a way, right? And it may come down the road where you can do it in the physical with the person, if that's not realistic now. And you can face that bridge when you come to it. But at this point, there's nothing stopping you from working through that energy and working through your side of things, right? So that you're not carrying that baggage forward with you, because that's not luggage that you need to take with you in this new year. Okay, looking at the month ahead for you for December. So you are, of course, also working with a 9 energy, just like the rest of us, because it's a collective cycle. But you all are also working with your own energy. So for 8s, December is an 8 cycle. And so with this, what this will probably bring into focus are the areas of your 8 energy that you still need help with, that you're still stepping into, that you're still facing some challenges or some mindsets around. And so with 8, of course, there's a lot coming in around like business-minded leader, business, money, resources, power, status, circulation of resources, of money, whatever, your relationship to these things, your mindset around these things, your experiences with these things. And so it's very possible that, again, it's a general reading, so I can't possibly cover every possibility of how it could show up, but there could be something for you, and you probably already know what it would be, that will show up. So if you need help managing your money, you may have an opportunity to take a course or learn from someone or face a challenge around it type thing, to help you to work with that energy and to step into it in a healthier way. So as we move through December, we have a full moon on the 7th or the 8th of December. For you all, this is bringing with it the energy of the 6 and the 7. And so really there's probably going to be something that comes up for you all, potentially around relationships, like very close relationships. Again, 6 energy is unconditional love or love, the vibration of love. It's also very much associated with the home and relationships that are very close to our heart. So family, friends that are very close to us. romantic partners, and the tight, like a tight knit community, right? So like the intimate community type thing, the places that we frequent type thing. It can also bring about finances to do with a home. However, it's coupled with the 7 energy. So this tells me that it could bring up something to do with your health, like your holistic health, so body, mind, spirit, but something again that sort of ties into your relationships or your relationship to love, or how you show up to love, how others treat you, how you allow yourself to be treated. The list goes on, right? Just anything associated with like love and relationships and the home environment. But also with 7 energy, there's this focus again, like on holistic health or the physical body, or the physical body of a loved one. So it could be that something comes up, and it could be like a solution to a health problem that you or a loved one has been facing, could come up around this full moon. Again, because it's a full moon, so it's like culmination, things coming to completion. So it's very possible that something that you've been struggling with around, with holistic health, body, mind, spirit, that there's some kind of solution that comes in for you that helps you to find closure or helps you to heal that deeper wound, right? And it's very possible, because you're working with this strong 6 energy this month as well, it's possible that that deep wound that hyena brings, into the storyline has to do with something around family, or again, like relationships, like close relationships or partnerships or whatever, or love, right? That's also possible. It's also possible that with the 7 energy, you could be dabbling more into the metaphysical realm of things, or the more physical side, right? Like, because the 7 energy is the bridge between both worlds. And so it could be that, especially if you like work from home. Again, I keep tying it back to home around this full moon because it's 6 and 7 energy. So again, it could be like, if you work in the metaphysical realm, that you're working from home, you could see things take off in a big way, or projects be completed at this time around those energies, or maybe you're moving from the home environment to another environment or something like that. It could also be that you start to learn more or go back to school for something, advance your career, something like that. That's also possible. So any of those things could kind of come into the forefront around this full moon. So pay attention to anything that comes up for you. There's also, let me mention this too, because 7 energy is the truth seeker. It's like the one who wants to dig deeper into something to find out the reason why, like why something, like the inner workings of something, right? It's like the detective energy. And so with it being coupled with this energy of the 6, it's possible that you may get some major insights, clarity, downloads, but really I'm getting like information or major clarity around something to do with the home or relationships that will influence your journey moving forward, right? So it could be that you get major clarification or insights around a relationship, or have an aha moment around a relationship that changes the course of that relationship. That's very possible as well. So, any of those type of things could come in at this time. As we move forward in December, we hit the new moon, which is December 23rd, which for you all, this is going to be a really transformative new moon, potentially. You are working with the energies of the 13-4 at this illumination. Now, this is a new moon, so this is going to be like new starts, setting new intentions, planting new seeds, new big ideas. And remember, we're also working with the cycle of the 9 collectively, which is all about those big ideas, those big insights, the imagination, dreams, all of those things. So with this new moon, it's very possible that you could have some major downloads come in around this time that brings forth some kind of major transformation. 13-4 energy is like Pluto energy. It is very scorpionic. It's death, transformation, rebirth, metaphorically speaking, right? It's going to be this potentially release of something, transformation of a situation, and then the opportunity for rebirth. And I would say probably the rebirth, because this is the new moon, would be happening in 2023. So there's going to potentially be something here where there is an out with the old, in with the new kind of energy, especially with this being 13-4. Now for you all, because you're working with 8 energy throughout December, it's very possible that it will be something around those themes. So it could be around, again, money, resources, status, power, business, collaboration, business partnerships, other people's money, those sort of things. That's very possible as well. It could also have to do with like your connection to spirit, because 8 energy is very like spiritually connected, typically when it's in its higher octave. And then we're working with 9 energy collectively. And then you've got this major transformative energy around this new moon. So it just feels like, honestly, with this new moon at the end of December, you may see a major shift come in for you that may feel a little bit uncomfortable, but that at the same time feels aligned for you. 4 energy is part of the manifestation triad, which is 2, 4, 8 energy. And so 8 and 4 energy typically work really well together. So the fact that you're ending the year on a new moon in 13-4 energy, which is all about shifts and transformation and major rebirth, it's possible that you will see some major shifts in some area of your life, setting you up for, or setting the stage for, a major rebirth of you and your, and your creative output and your business or whatever, or your financial affairs, whatever. Again, take it sort of back to 8 energy, setting you up for the new year in that way. And, with transformation, sometimes or most times, especially 13-4 energy, there's got to be some kind of loss. There's got to be some kind of removal of something to clear the space for the new thing to come in. And with 13-4 energy, you're typically building something from either nothing or something that's not so great. So I always think of like the lotus flower growing from the mud, or like the pearl, right? Like creating a pearl from the grit, from the dirt, right? From the sand, and creating this beautiful gem. And that is 13-4 energy. And so, yeah, I think that this new moon could be bringing in something for you. It's probably going to bring in the realization of something that has to be released, because that's the way transformation typically works. Or it could be something that you need to build upon, that you've already sort of created, but that's going to ask you to transform in some way, or ask you to transform your method in some way, or whatever. But the fact that that's coming at the end of the month, I do think that you're sort of being prepared or set up for some potential big things coming in 2023. But I also do think that this month for you all, especially around probably, I would say this full moon, is when hyena energy will probably be felt the strongest, where you may see some of those sort of deeper wounds come back to the surface for some recovery. And some hopefully some relief with that as well. So I hope it's a beautiful December for you all. With that, I will say happy holidays, and I wish you a beautiful new year, and I will see you in 2023. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.